Brothers, what's going on? Kunal here, Bulls on Wall Street. Yo, the market is heating up, folks. The market's been heating up. We had a pretty much a trend day all day in the QQQ. And guys, let's talk about where the market is, where it's going, and then go into the watch list. You know, the QQQs took out the range from the last few days. Now we are over like a key spot here. And so what we have to always do is give the benefit of the doubt to the bulls. The market is running. As long as these zones kind of hold, I think that we're still in a bullish thrust till the new year. Then we'll see what goes on. Usually there is like these kind of urban legends that sometimes are true, sometimes not. You never know. Which is like first week of January, people sell their stocks for for taxes and stuff like that. I don't know if that's really a thing. That's been some years, some not. So we can't really, there's no real causality to it, but it is something that, always floods around the rumors. But so far we've taken out range on the QQQs. Now the thing is we have not on the SPY, but we are approaching it. We're going to have to be careful here. I wouldn't be surprised to see like this thing on January 2nd rip up and flood everybody in and then kind of dump back a little bit. That seems to be in the cards for the market sometimes. And then, you may even rebound it back. But so far the price action has been fantastic. We have had no real signs that the price action is deteriorating. If you see the the IWM today, dude, we popped up, we came back, we trended the whole damn day. I mean, what are you supposed to say when you see that, right? Like, no matter what your opinions are of the markets, all we've seen is lately trend. And this was a trend day. I was not expecting much because we're coming out of the Christmas, right? We're coming off a Monday off, Christmas. Usually the market is a little bit slow. The volume was really light. But hey, you don't need volume to shred, right? In the end, price is the only thing that pays. What can we do? Let's take a look at the overall market because I think we just go with the status quo and then we see what the heck is going on. So let's go in to the actual watch list because there are some juicy names that I think have not broken yet that look like they should, man. They're looking like they should get ready to shred. Hold on here. Let me just change the scale. So if we go into this, there's a couple things I think are looking really hot, all right? So there's a handful of these kind of names that are a little bit unloved, a little bit undervolumed, but they have, right, fantastic setups. So you have a bottoming pattern on DDD. This thing used to be $70, right? And you've got a pullback to 20 SMA. You got a nice flag pattern here. I think this one's got a date with probably 8 or 850. We got big flag pattern and a remount of the 200 SMA. So you got a nice, good, solid foundation here. Really clean. When you're looking at charts, you want to think, is it clean? Is it crisp? Like a pattern should not look hard. You shouldn't have to squint at it like you're one-eyeing at home from the bar in 1996, right? For those of you guys that remember those times, right? Pre-Uber, you shouldn't have to one-eye your stocks and figure out if it's worth something. You can see, and then I always want to look at the 5-minute chart, like, was this stock tradable? Did it follow the patterns that we actually like to trade? If it does, then, hey, it is what it is. The price action is still good. ZM, I think this is the hot chart for tomorrow. A week open on this and a takeout of this 74.33 I think is going to be pretty good. Now, look, it is on day 3 of the move, so I don't think it's going to be like hitting $80 or anything tomorrow. Remember that oftentimes if you go horizontal, the real move started probably a few days before. And usually in a bull market, they pull back to 20, remount to 9, but it's still got a nice range break on it. AMD, I thought, had nice relative strength today. If you like large caps and AMD's at a level, Tesla's a slut, but it's also at a level. Look, Tesla's got a lot of fanboys in it, but I personally think it's been fucking tough to trade lately. Like, dude, since, I don't know, these few days were fine, but since mid-November, like, this thing's been a bitch to trade. I mean, I've caught some good trades on it, some bad trades on it, but nothing that you could be like, wow, that's quantifiable, qualifiable, that's like a money trade. This one in NVIDIA just been giving me trouble. The mid-caps have been easy, but these have been giving a lot of trouble. But I had a couple of these AMD Teslas just because, well, in the end, we all are degenerates, right? If we get the setup, we're going to take it, even if we know it fails sometimes, because nobody wants to miss a Tesla run and hear all the Tesla cut boys say, like, told you so, right? So we got to participate, and we're gonna if it goes, but I don't like it. Roku. Not many of these momentum stocks have pulled back this far. So this was $50, went to 110. You've retraced now quite a few. Not right to the 50-day moving average, but you hit the lower Bollinger Band. Nice strong day today. I mean, good trend. This is what I'm looking for too. I want to see, does it respect the principles that I trade with, right? So you got an ORB, quick pullback buy, a VWAP trade, a pullback to the zone of love, right? Flag pattern, all this kind of stuff. So it's sashaying the way that you want. And that's really, really important. So just always got to be mindful. Like when I teach my students in boot camp class, like one thing I'm always hammering them about is, look, the chart can look so fantastic, but certain stocks are just not tradable. You want to look at its past behavior and really dissect, like, is this even something that fits the kind of strategy that you use? For example, I'm a momentum trader. I teach and trade momentum patterns. And so if I apply those patterns to non-momentum stocks, then what's going to happen? Those patterns are going to fail. When you have non-momentum stocks, you have to do different strategies. You're using range strategies. You're using mean reversion strategies. And so there's buckets. If you have a trade factory or a trade lab, right, you're going to have buckets of different schemes and schematics in terms of setups. Hey, these are momentum trading setups. These are range trading setups. These are parabolic setups. And then you have a list of patterns that go under each one, and then rules and contingencies that follow each, right? One thing with Roku is, like, for a momentum stock, like usually when it starts to trend, it does react really well. Love that look. RDFN, oh, Redfin here. Dude, we got a break. This is just a pull and pray breakout. 1037, I think is looking good. CLA, this is the bottoming place. So it had a 3-to-1 split, so the float's a little bit larger, but now it's a lot cheaper. It's going to have a little bit less spread. I think this is a bottoming pattern, man. It hit the 200-day moving average. This thing looks ready to party if it gets over that 50-day moving average. BLBD, you know, I'm trying to put a couple of these stocks that not everybody's talking about. Old Bluebird here had a nice good God-fearing breakout here. Any kind of pullbacks into the range on this, I think, is a doable play. As long as you have an intraday setup. Remember, we're day traders here. AALY. Dude, this has a weak open. You get a weak open on this in red to green and a takeout of this range here. Red to green's first trigger, takeout of the range second trigger. That one is probably, you're talking maybe a 10-15% mover. 10% ATR per day. Guys, you should have these. All you traders, if you don't have these, you are doing yourself a disservice. You need a 5-minute ATR, a daily ATR, and an ATR percentage. ATR percentage tells you how much the stock actually moves around up and down per day, so you know if a stock is worth trading. Sometimes you can have a great pattern, but if the ATR is low, how are you going to day trade it? If I leave that one alone for now. Hey, these solars are congealing, consolidating. The shoals, breakout, consolidation. Dude, you got a nice easy stop placement here, 15.49. This actually might be a swing trade. For those of you guys that are swingers, you can put stop right under this 9 EMA. If it breaks, things looking hot to trot. Snow. Look at this big breakout over here. Longer term breakout. That's what we call base breakout. Then a pullback into support here. You're starting to hold. And now you're coming out of zone. And then see this? This is what I want to see. See this power move off the lows here? Like it just starts to push up, right? Didn't even take much volume to get this thing going. I like that. You don't always need volume to shred. Sometimes something a little bit thinner can move a lot better if it's got enough flow that comes into it. This one looks pretty good. I got SE too. I think SE Snow fit the same kind of share profile. A little bit lower float. This one's much lower float than Snow, but trade the same. They got a spread. They don't do much volume. So if they get even a little bit in, it's like they really start to go. I think this one, if it busts like maybe 98, somewhere 98.50, 98, like you're going to be ready to party on that one. VFS has got one test, two tests, this thing. If it tests this again, 870, you're ready to fuck. I think that's it, guys. There's a whole host of other stocks that are looking good. Look, in the hot market, everything can look good. I request you to have some caution. For at least a short-term basis, the market is hitting some extreme levels. We are not there yet, but man, if this T210 gets to 80, remember the market breadth will be at extreme level, that it only reaches like once or twice a year, and that usually coincides with the pullback. It doesn't mean that day, but you rarely see it hanging out in that zone for more than a few days. So just be mindful. Watch this thing. I got alerts set at 78, 80, 85. So I just remind myself, like if it gets there, you got to chill out. Peace, guys. Love you.